You can live new life and have new hope, even though you'll struggle along the way. And finally, I want you to see that because of the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, you can now belong to Him. You can belong to Him. You can have meaning and belonging in your life. Something that whether you know it or not, your soul is longing to belong to Him. The world tries to trick you so that you don't think that's true. But your soul wants to belong to Jesus, and you can belong to Him again because of the resurrection. Jesus purchased you, and if you'll humble yourself and follow Him, He will take ownership of your life, your heart, and your soul. 1 Corinthians 6 says, you are not your own. You were bought at a price. You don't belong to you anymore. You were redeemed, the Bible teaches. It's like the little boy that he crafted this boat, and it was beautiful, and he poured his creativity into building this cool boat, and he sets that thing in the stream near his house, and it's just floating around, and it's just beautiful, and he's enjoying it. And then the current grabs a hold of this boat. It starts to go downstream, but he tied a string to it, so it was okay, but then the string broke. So he goes running along the stream, trying to catch up to his boat, and pretty soon it was gone. And he went home and he was sad. The next day, on his way home from school, he's walking by a secondhand store, and he looks through the window, and he sees this boat in the window of the store. So he walks in, and he looks closely at it. Sure enough, that's my boat. And he goes to the owner of the store, and he says, hey, that boat in your window, I lost it yesterday. It's mine. Except it was no longer his. So the store owner says, well, I'm sorry, son, but someone else brought that boat in yesterday. It was theirs. And they sold it to me, and now it's mine, and it's going to cost you $1 if you want it back. This must have been back in 2020. Back when Dale was a kid. You could buy a boat for $1. It's getting Dale. So he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out $1 and he buys that boat back. And he walks home, and he puts that boat in his room, and he treasured it because he had made that boat and he purchased it. It's twice his now. That's redemption. That's what it means to be redeemed. Jesus died for you. He redeemed you. And through the power of the resurrection, that's why we're here. Through the power that existed in the resurrection, He stamped this seal of ownership on you if you follow Him. Because of the resurrection's power, you can now experience the power of this loving relationship. And the Bible teaches us that that love that we can experience with God is unbreakable. It's an inseparable love, the Bible teaches us. Listen to Paul in Romans 8. I mentioned this before. And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good. For those who are called according to His purpose, for those whom He foreknew, He also predestined to be conformed to the image of His Son, in order that He might be the firstborn among many brothers. And those who He predestined, He also called. And those He called, He also justified. And those He justified, He also glorified. And He's coming to a climax to make a beautiful point. He says, what then shall we say to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? He who did not spare His own Son, but gave Him up for us all, how will He not also with Him graciously give us all things? Who shall bring any charge against God's elect? It's God who justifies. Who is to condemn? Christ Jesus is the one who died, more than that, who was raised, who's at the right hand of God, who indeed is interceding for us. Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation, distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or danger, or sword? As it is written, for your sake we're being killed all day long. We're regarded as sheep to be slaughtered. No, in all these things we are more than conquerors through Him who loved us. Paul finishes his point by saying this, for I am sure, some versions say, I'm convinced that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor rulers, nor nor things present, nor things to come, nor powers, nor height, nor depth, nor anything else in all creation will be able to separate us from the love that is in Christ Jesus our Lord. No matter where you are in life, I don't know where you are today. If you follow Jesus, or if you choose to follow Jesus, His love will be seared into your heart. And the love and the power of the cross will sit on you like a seal stamped into you. The love and ownership of Jesus Christ. And God will look at you, and He'll look at the world, and He'll say, look, see that one? That one's mine. That one belongs to me. That's what God will say. Because you're sealed, and you belong to Him. This one's mine. That's what God says. I'm going to finish with a song. Why Sherry and Eric are up here. I want you to think about these things for a few minutes. Consider what it would mean to you. Nor demons, no power on earth or heaven, not distance, nor danger, no trouble now or ever. Nothing can take me from your great love. Forever this truth remains. I belong to you. I belong to you. Not hardship, nor hunger, no pain or death of sorrow, not weakness, nor failure, no broken dream or promise. Nothing can take me from your great love. Forever this truth remains. I belong to you. I belong to you. I belong to you. I belong to you. Nothing can take me from your great love. Forever this truth remains. No, nothing can take me from your great love. Forever this truth remains. I belong to you. I belong to you. I belong to you. I belong.